Have you ever considered the balance of loss and gain in your life and wondered how it relates to your spiritual journey? Today, we embark on a journey through the profound verses of Surah At-Taghabun. This surah, deeply woven with wisdom, guides us to reflect on the delicate balance of loss and gain in our lives. It encourages us to perceive our trials, tribulations, and triumphs through the lens of faith. As we delve into Surah At-Taghabun, let's ponder upon this balance in our lives. Surah At-Taghabun, a chapter in the Quran, holds deep significance in understanding the concepts of loss and gain. This chapter is a part of the Quran's 28th section, known as Juz, and is made up of 18 verses. The revelation of Surah At-Taghabun took place in Medina, a city in present-day Saudi Arabia, during a period of transformation and growth for the Islamic community. The name At-Taghabun translates to the loss and gain, or the mutual disillusion. This name was derived from the Arabic word Taghabun, which appears in the 9th verse of this surah. It signifies the ultimate day of judgment, where the losses and gains of a person's life will be laid bare. This surah emphasizes the importance of recognizing the transient nature of worldly gains and focusing on the eternal gains of the hereafter. It provides profound insights into the human condition, our purpose, and the larger cosmic reality. Now let's embark on our journey through this surah, verse by verse. The first 2 verses of Surah At-Taghabun lay the foundation of our discussion. Let's delve into the profound depths of these verses from the Quran. Surah At-Taghabun, also known as the loss and gain, commences with the first verse. Whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth is exalting Allah. To Him belongs dominion, and to Him belongs all praise, and He is over all things competent. This verse reminds us of the grandeur of Allah. He is the one whose glory is being extolled by everything in the heavens and the earth. The dominion belongs to Him, and to Him belongs all praise. The verse underscores the omnipotence of Allah, His complete authority over all things. He is competent, capable of handling all affairs and all-encompassing. This verse is an affirmation of monotheism, the belief in the oneness of God. Moving on to the second verse, it says, "It is He who created you, and among you is the disbeliever, and among you is the believer, and Allah of what you do is seeing." This verse speaks volumes about the omniscience of Allah. He is the Creator, the one who brought us into existence. The verse beautifully encapsulates the diversity of human belief systems. Among us, there are those who believe, and there are those who do not. Yet in the grand scheme of things, it is Allah who sees and knows everything that we do. These 2 verses, in essence, encapsulate the fundamental tenets of faith, the belief in the oneness of God, His omnipotence, and His omniscience. They summon us to remember that our actions, our beliefs, our disbeliefs are all under the watchful eyes of Allah. The application of these verses in our lives is profound. They remind us to live our lives with the consciousness of God's omnipresence. They encourage us to strive for righteousness, knowing that our actions are not hidden, but seen by the one who holds the dominion over everything. These verses remind us of the omnipresence of God's knowledge and power. The next 4 verses provide us with profound insights into the reality of life and the afterlife. Diving into the 3rd verse, it tells us that God has created the heavens and the earth with a truth, a purpose. This purpose is not always immediately evident, but it is always present, guiding our lives and our decisions. This verse is a gentle reminder that nothing in this universe is arbitrary or without meaning. Every sunrise, every rainfall, every breath we take is part of a grand design, a divine plan. Moving on to the 4th verse, it reminds us of the day of judgment, a day when we will meet our Creator. It speaks of the inevitability of this day, a day of absolute justice, where every action, every word, and every thought will be accounted for. This verse serves to remind us of the gravity of our actions and the importance of leading a righteous life. The 5th verse is a call to self-awareness and self-accountability. It tells us that not a single person among us will die except by God's permission at a predetermined time. This verse underscores the fleeting nature of life and the importance of making the most of the time we are given. The 6th verse, finally, brings to light the concept of recompense. It assures us that those who disbelieve, their deeds will lead them to loss. and those who believe and do righteous deeds, they will have their reward. This verse is a beacon of hope for those striving to lead a virtuous life, a promise of divine recompense for their efforts. In these 4 verses, we see a microcosm of life's journey, from creation to the inevitability of death, from accountability to reward or loss. They serve as a mirror, reflecting our actions, our intentions, and our faith back at us, inviting introspection and urging righteous action. These verses serve as a reminder of the eternal life that awaits us. Let's strive to live a life that aligns with these divine teachings, a life of purpose, righteousness, and ultimate success in the hereafter. The following verses of Surah At-Taghabun shed light on the consequences of our actions. As we delve into verses 7 to 10, we find profound wisdom that speaks to the heart of our human experience. Verse 7 begins with an admonition to those who disbelieve, saying, they think that their wealth and children will make them immortal. This highlights the illusion that material wealth and lineage can grant us immortality, a notion that is easily debunked when we consider the transient nature of life. Moving on to verse 8, we encounter a stark reminder, so believe in Allah and His Messenger, and if you turn away, then indeed Allah does not like the disbelievers. This verse nudges us towards the path of faith, underlining the importance of belief in Allah and His Messenger. It also makes it clear that turning away from this path is not a choice looked upon favorably by Allah. In verse 9, we're told, the day He will assemble you for the day of assembly. That is the day of mutual loss and gain. And whoever believes in Allah and does righteous deeds, He will remove from him his sins and admit him into gardens beneath which rivers flow, wherein they will abide forever. That is the great attainment. This verse paints a vivid picture of the day of judgment, a day of reckoning where losses and gains will be tallied. It emphasizes the reward for those who believe in Allah and engage in righteous actions, an eternal life in gardens beneath which rivers flow. Finally, verse 10 warns, but the ones who disbelieved and denied our verses, those are the companions of the fire, they will abide therein eternally. This verse underscores the consequences of disbelief and denial of Allah's verses, a fate of eternal existence in the fire. These verses emphasize the importance of our actions and their impact on our life hereafter. They serve as a gentle yet compelling reminder that our earthly deeds have eternal ramifications, nudging us to reflect, understand, and act in ways that align with our divine purpose. The concluding verses of Surah At-Taghabun provide valuable lessons for our spiritual journey. As we delve into verses 11 to 18, we find a profound message of hope, faith, and resilience. Verse 11 begins with a profound truth. No disaster strikes except by permission of Allah. It is a reminder that every hardship we face in life is within the divine plan and wisdom of God. This verse invites us to view our struggles not as burdens, but as opportunities for spiritual growth and development. Moving to verse 12, we are reminded that whoever believes in Allah, He will guide his heart. This verse reaffirms the importance of faith in guiding our actions and decisions. It is through faith that we find the strength and wisdom to navigate the trials and tribulations of life. Verses 13 to 15 serve as a reminder of our duty to God and the community. They emphasize the importance of obeying God and His Messenger and warn against turning away from them. These verses also highlight the importance of unity and solidarity within the community. Verse 16 offers a beautiful promise. But if you turn away, then know that you cannot thwart Allah. It is a reminder that our actions, whether good or bad, do not affect God's grand plan. Rather, they shape our own spiritual journey. In verses 17 and 18, we are reminded of God's infinite mercy and justice. Verse 17 states, "So give to the near of kin his due, and to the needy and to the wayfarer. That is best for those who seek Allah's countenance." This verse encourages us to be generous and kind, promising that these actions will bring us closer to God. Finally, verse 18 ends on a hopeful note, "And whatever good you send forth for yourselves, you shall find it with Allah. Certainly Allah sees what you do." It is a beautiful assurance that every act of kindness and goodness we perform is seen and rewarded by God. These verses remind us of the mercy and justice of God and the importance of faith. We have journeyed through Surah At-Taghabun, understanding its profound wisdom. We've discovered its themes of loss and gain, the divine power of Allah, and the importance of faith. We've explored each verse, unraveling the deep meanings within. This surah teaches us about the consequences of our actions, the value of trust in Allah, and the significance of gratitude. It's a powerful reminder of our purpose in this world. May this understanding help us navigate our lives with wisdom and grace, and may we continue to seek knowledge and understanding from the Quran.